Welcome back to Pivot Towards Freedom Business Channel, where we cover everything you need to know about online businesses or bringing your business online. Last week, we covered how to choose a website name. Today, I'm going to cover how to choose a hosting provider. You need a hosting provider because if your website is not online, you cannot build your community. I'm going to cover 3 areas about hosting providers: what a web hosting provider should provide, how to pick the plan that is best for your business, and what features to look for in your hosting provider. Before we go on, I'd like to ask you to subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and click the notification bell so that you will know when new content is available. In the end, if you found the video useful, do not forget to click the like button. Before we start shopping for a hosting provider, here are some things you need to know. How much storage space do you need for your content now and in a year from now? This is, of course, only an estimate. It is hard to predict how fast your business will grow and all of the content you're going to produce in the next year. How much bandwidth do you need for your internet traffic? Be honest. Every overnight success took time to get there. When you know this, then it is time to do some comparison shopping. Now, when shopping for a hosting provider, this is the minimum that a hosting provider should offer. 1, a domain. Many people think they buy a domain name. In reality, you can only register a domain name for between 1 and 10 years, depending upon what top-level domain you choose. The top-level domain is the end part of the domain. For example, the .com, the .biz, the .org, or any one of the over 1,500 specialty domains available. Each top-level domain decides for itself how long the registration period is. In a previous episode, I recommended sticking with a .com domain. I have not yet found a provider that does not provide this domain. If you decide to go to a different top-level domain, this may influence your choice since not all providers offer all top-level domains. Now, every provider I know offers an on-site tool that will check if your domain name is available. They'll usually state the cost of registering the domain, and the cost of the registering of the domain varies upon the top-level domain you want and for how long you wish to register the name. So, you also usually get a discount if you register the domain name for a longer period of time. Some providers even offer the first year free. You should be a bit cautious here. Even if they provide the first year free, check what it costs when you want to extend the registration. Domain registration pricing is not equal upon providers. Shop around. I'll provide a short list of providers that I've used in the past in the description. When shopping around for a provider, Google is your friend. The second thing a provider should deliver is the server. The server is where your website and the content of your website live. The server could be virtual or a dedicated real steel server. Real steel servers cost more and are only necessary if you want the server to yourself and want to perform all the maintenance yourself. I would recommend a virtual server. Virtual servers are easily scalable when your business grows and the internet traffic demands increase. Unless you happen to be an IT specialist and a control freak, stay away from real steel servers. It is too much extra work that you do not need. The important thing to consider here is the price for the server and how hard it is to upgrade in the future as your business grows. The third thing a provider needs to offer is storage. Although storage is part of the server, the amount of storage you need will vary. What type of website do you have? Is it media rich? Do you host your videos on your site? The storage is where your code and your content live. The more storage you need, the more you pay. Again, not all providers are equal in this area. Shop around. Now, what plan should you choose? As I mentioned earlier, you have 2 basic types of hosting: shared or private hosting. In a shared hosting plan, other websites will be hosted on the same server as your website. Now, this is not a bad thing. It is also the most affordable option. Even though I wish you all the success in the world, when you start, you will not have a lot of content or traffic. Like any business, your goal is to start and grow as you go. As your content and traffic increases, you may want to bump up to a larger plan. Make sure you can do this without a lot of extra hassle. When your business takes off like a rocket and you find that page loads are too slow or your shared hosting plan cannot handle the increased traffic, then it is time to switch to private hosting. Now, your private hosting plan should provide a minimum guaranteed amount of RAM and CPUs. The plan should also guarantee you a minimum amount of internet bandwidth. This type of hosting costs more than shared hosting, but you do not want you to lose business because your website is slow or unresponsive. As a rule of thumb, if you only receive a few thousand visitors per month, shared hosting should cover your needs. Once you hit the level of hundreds of thousands or millions of visitors per month, it is time for private hosting. Now, security is another consideration. Have you ever visited a website and your browser warned you that the site was not secure? Look at the protocol. Is it HTTP or HTTPS? HTTP is the Hypertext Transfer Protocol. Now, if there's an S on the end, the S stands for secure. This means that the site has an SSL certificate and the internet traffic is encrypted between the server and your visitor's browser. If you have a business website, you need an SSL certificate. Some providers offer one for free, others charge a fee. Another consideration is email. If you are a business, any correspondence or email marketing should come from your domain. I'll use myself as an example. I have a website, pivottowardsfreedom.com. Now, if you were to receive an email from me, what looks more professional? dean@yahoo.com or dean@pivottowardsfreedom.com. Every hosting provider offers some type of email. Here, I'm going to say avoid getting email hosting from your provider. Here I would recommend something like Google Workspace. It is easier to maintain and you can add people easily as you grow. Google Workspace also has more features and benefits than just email. There are various monthly plans to fit just about any need, and upgrading is easy. Google Workspace is a topic that I'll cover in a future episode. If you're interested, I have provided a link in the description below. If you like what you saw, do not forget to hit the subscribe button, mash the bell, and do not forget the like button. I welcome any comments and questions that you may have. Until next week, keep learning, keep improving, and never forget, no matter who you are, you have value that you can give to somebody else.